Hello, how are you today? How are you feeling? Are you on the verge of tears in extraordinarily extreme joy? Or are you lost and confused? Where are you at right here, right now, today? And then my question for you is what if it's even bigger than you could ever possibly imagine? What then? What if? What would you do? My name is Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, an international best-selling author, now working on my 20th book. So excited about book 20 coming out. I keep teasing you about it, don't I? And I just love all the people that I work with to see a person's vision come to life, to even better, have them feel lost and confused and then give them something that is like bringing a light into a dark place that's never been illuminated before and helping them find a peace, a love, an excitement, and a joy in that thing. What if it really is that big? What if you were meant for so much more than you have ever contemplated? What if it's right there, right here, right now, waiting for you? Your purpose and your destiny crying out to you, saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. How many of us play small? Even worse, when we find something that works or works well enough, when we find a way to get by comfortably, sometimes that's the worst of all. Because we don't want to disrupt our comfort for our purpose. And we abandon our passion for good enough. Wow. I'm saying wow because that's a wow epiphany moment for me. And I wonder if it is for any of you too. What if? What if it really is that big? Now, maybe I'm just talking to myself and sharing my I don't know that I can call it turmoil because it feels really good, but my inner growth with you. I've known my whole life that I'm called, that there's a huge, giant purpose. It's driven me my whole life. And sometimes there's been many times, not even sometimes, most of the time, there have been many times when I didn't do things because it would have taken me away from that purpose. And there have been other times where I so badly should have. There I go, shouldn't myself. I know. We've talked about that before. And I didn't because I was scared. I know. Again, I'm probably the only one that's ever been there. Compromised good enough for the passion that should have been. I don't think I'm going to go very long today. Maybe I will, but I don't think so. I wanted to put this out there because I'm challenging myself. And I'm encouraging you that if you're in that same bucket with me, to challenge yourself too. Let go of the tether that's holding you to this earth. Now is your time to soar. The Bible says God will do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you can ask or even think, according to his riches. That's a challenging verse. Exceedingly, that's a lot. Abundantly, on top of exceedingly, that's a whole lot more. Above and beyond, like I didn't say enough already with exceedingly and abundantly, above all that you can ask for. I don't know about a lot of us, but I know myself. I can ask for a lot of stuff or even think. Now, even for those of us who maybe aren't great at asking for what we need, I know a lot of us have the ability to think really big. And when your brain gets to the point where you're thinking so big that it scares you, that you back away because you're like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe there's a clue in there, isn't there? What if it really is that big? What if your passionate purpose is propelling you towards something so terrifyingly wonderful that there's no way you could possibly contain it? The Bible says, prove me in herewith and see if I don't pour out a blessing on you that you will not be able to contain. You see, we've read these things. We've memorized these things. But do I really believe them? Wow. It's time to go really big. Really, really big. It's really easy to look at the world and see, all of this and that and the other thing. And I'm not going to get into political with you because for whatever thing I say, there's going to be things that you're going to feel and believe. And it's not about that. I strongly believe that we all have so much more in common than we do separate. But even in the midst of the things that are going on in this world, the transitions that are happening, the places that are at war, very real rockets and bombs and gunfire going on. And yes, there's the stuff in Ukraine, but there's other places around the planet that's happening as well. People that are being abused and treated badly, and all of the evil things that are happening in this world. But right in the midst of that, there's this big thing that's been placed inside of you. It started off as a little teeny tiny seed, smaller than the grain of mustard seed. And it's growing now inside of you. And if you've gotten to the place, like I think I am, in fact, I'm pretty sure I am, where it feels like that baby plant has exploded inside of you to the point where it's not going to fit inside of your body anymore, and you're going to have to grow. Your spirit's going to have to expand because it can't just be your body, your essence, your aura, your surrounding. It has to be universal. It has to be quantum, beyond multiversal, to even come close to containing that big thing that's growing inside of you, that was birthed from within you. What if it really is that big? What would you do? What would you be willing to give up? What would you be willing to give out? What would you be willing to say and do and be in this world? And so I'm going to take the first step on being bigger than I could have ever imagined. I do have the capability. It's not mine. It's a gift God gave me, but I have the capability to reach inside of your life and see that message and bring it to life. But it's bigger than that too. I've done that with people. Some of you have actually been my authors, and we've been through a writing session together and had that miraculously outcome. The now thousands of people that I've worked with that have now gone on to reach literally millions with the messages that they put out into the world, both in their book and all the other cool things they do in this world. But it's bigger than that. I've frustrated people with my ability to see the silver lining inside of the cloud on the gloomiest of days. And that's not to say that I don't have down and bad days. My close friends will tell you I have some of the darkest of days. But I'm kind of tickerifical and I tend to bounce back way too quick. A couple of my children would even tell you that sometimes I'm annoyingly optimistic at a time when they just want to be a pessimist and when they should be allowed to. And me saying to them, and now to you, but what if? What if it is that big? I challenge you. Contact me. Let's talk. I have the capability to be able to speak into you the light and the growth of that seed that's in you. I'm not the one that put it there, but I can see it and I can help nurture it. And I do have that annoying talent of taking that and saying, ooh, and then you could, and making it even bigger, to expand it, yes, even possibly to that extent that's bigger than what you right now can contain. And I love that moment when the jar is shattered because the plant that's inside of it has grown so fast and so big and so hugely, immensely wonderful that it can no longer be contained inside of the vessel that we limited it to. Now's your day to up-level beyond what you can imagine. And it would be my great honor to use the talents that I'm blessed to have been given to you, for you, in your life, to help you be the best version of yourself. As I say to you so many times, yesterday's gone. Tomorrow may never get here, but today, we have today. Yes, there are programs that I have for your book and your messaging and for all kinds of things like that. But even if it's just as simple as, Steve, speak into my life, up-level who I am in this world, I would be honored to do that for you. What if it really is that big? And what if there was a way for you to be able to see it? What would you be willing to do? So give me your feedback. Are you as terrified as I am by the potential of what you think you're being called to do? And will you, like I'm trying to do right here, right now, take the tiniest, most trembling step? Trust me, I'm scared to death. Yes, I'll say it. I'm scared shitless to even come on here this boldly and say this to you. A, because I think no one will respond, and B, because I think people will be like, wow, he was a really arrogant such and such. And maybe today is only just for me, but maybe it's for you. Maybe, Judy, it's bigger than you could ever have imagined, bigger than your mind has ever thought possible. What if it really is that big? It's really good to see you. I'm glad that I got to have you catch me live, because what God has for you is so much bigger. And I know you have big plans, big visions, big dreams in this world. I'm telling you, you haven't even begun to scratch the surface yet. For every one thing that you've thought of, there's 1,000 bigger, more amazing things that are in store for you that you are going to do in this world. Because you're a light, a life that makes such a difference. And if it only just reached you, that would be more than enough. But I'm going to ask you again, no matter how big you see it, what if it really is not only that big, but it's bigger? What if there's a way to up-level it? So I took the first step, the really scary step. I stepped out in my terror because I'm still wondering who's going to judge me and who isn't. But that doesn't really matter, does it? To share with you this one thing, I do have the ability. I don't know why God made me a deep empath, but I love sharing inside of a person the depth of who they're meant to be and helping pull out from them the real core of the passionate purpose that is who they are, what they're meant to do, and then make that so much bigger than what you ever have contemplated. That it blows your mind, and it maybe even takes you, like it has with Judy's book, a while to be able to wrap your mind around just how amazing it's going to be. And you'll take each little step each day, and you'll maximize while it's called today to be the best you that you can be. And you'll change the world right here, right now, where you are today. And tomorrow there will be more because it is bigger. It isn't just that big, it's so much bigger than you can contemplate. You don't even know. I don't even know. I know that if we get together, I have the ability to see that insight and help you see it for just a moment to make that vision clearer for you. But I can tell you with no reservations, you're amazing. You're wonderful. You are an incredible individual. And whether you're listening to this right here now live, or it's 10 years from now, this is happening exactly when you needed it to change your life, to help you to first embrace what if it is that big, and then second, to blow up the mold of it being that big and to up-level it even further. You're not alone. I've got you. I'm here with you. Anything I can do to help. I believe in you. Thank you for being just who you are, maximizing while it's called today. I hope that until we're together again, you know two things. One, you are uniquely brilliant. You were created for a purpose, and the world does need you. And two, I've got your back. You're never alone, and you're going to do this. And that it really is that big and even bigger. Until we're together again next time, I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved, that you know how amazing you are. And that if you don't, let me say it to you again. You are amazing. Thanks for being you. We'll talk soon.